Well, hello and welcome to What Crappens. I'm Ronnie and that's Ben over there. Hi, Ben.
Hi, Ronnie. How's it going?
So good. What's going on with you today?
Oh, not much. Just, making my way through the week. What's going on with you?
Same. Well, I'm very disappointed to announce I'm going to play pickleball today. I just had to confess it to everybody because I've stood against pickleball as a lifestyle for years. But my friend almost died and she asked me to come. And I was like, you're making almost wish things. I'll go.
You got to honor it. You got to go down to the pickleball.
What if I like it?
Path. That's okay if you like it. Like at a certain point, everyone likes it. We can't resist pickleball. It's coming for us all. It's like the zombie.
My friend was like, we're old, so you need to do something. Pickleball. Oh. So I guess it's pickleball. So it's just giving in to the age as year 50 approaches.
That's exciting.
Anyway, everybody, just wanted to get my confession out of the way because it's sad. I'm disappointed in me too. So unsubscribe now.
These are your confessions. Well, if it makes you feel any better, I'm also doing a Bravo event. You're doing pickleball, which is obviously a mainstay on Bravo these days. I'm also going to be doing something Bravo-y. I'm participating in my very first ever murder mystery party on Saturday. So, we're both going down the Bravo activity, I say wormhole, but the rabbit hole and wormhole. So, except I'm actually excited for mine. Yeah.
My sister was calling me because my 50th birthday's coming. And so she's like, we have to do something huge. We all want to come in town and have a murder mystery party at your house. I was like, no. Thank you. But no to all of that. Thanks.
Yeah.
I will die playing pickleball first. Okay. I will die on a pickleball court first. But yeah, I'm glad we're both kind of giving in slowly, to our basic old age.
Although the truth is I've always wanted to do a murder mystery party. So for me, it's not that I'm like sacrificing any standards like the way you are. I'm actually just leaning into the things that I really want to do. And I can still hold my head up high. Unlike, giving into pickleball, but that's okay, Ron. You can just betray me in this way.
Well, someone we're not betraying. The hearts on Love Island, which we're doing on our Patreon bonus episodes. Join us over at Patreon for all of those. Those are a great time. If you want videos of these recaps and those recaps, go on Crappens On Demand. Okay, that's where we are right now, doing the video. Yeah. Today is NextGen NYC. Okay, that's what we're doing. Some more daddy issues on NextGen NYC. Why doesn't my daddy love me? Is your daddy trying to make you play pickleball and have murder mystery parties? No, be grateful.
That's right. I want to amend something I said last week. I said there's too many parents. Like we want to focus on the kids. We don't want to focus on the parents. I want to amend that. I want to welcome all the asshole parents, but I don't know if I need as much Seth Marks. I think Seth Marks may really be the issue here because he's just cheesing it up for the camera too much. He's acting like he's never been on reality TV. I mean, he's been around for a while. I mean, why is he acting so new around the cameras? Please give me Anoir. Please give me cold and dismissive, someone who just absolutely is so disappointed with the fruits of his labor. Like he has, and not that he really has put in much labor or fruit, but I love seeing a wealthy parent just totally add more damage to their child, like we see with Anoir and Charlie. I don't know if I need to see Seth trying to pal around with a shit-eating grin to Brooks. So more Anoir, more Anwar's family, more all of that, less Seth Marks. That's my request.
I love Anoir too and his hatred for Charlie because he speaks for the audience.
Yeah.
However, I do love Seth and I need more Seth trying to understand anal sex and pansexualism. So
I'm totally need small doses. Small doses of Seth. I like Seth. I can't even believe I'm in a place where I would even say I like Seth overall as an entity, but I think there's just a little bit too much of him. And it's like I need to see more disappointment in the children, not like someone who's proud of his child. He's like way too happy with what Brooks is doing with his life. And I need to see a father who has, better plans for his child instead.
I would love to see Brooks being fathered by Anoir and just see the difference in Brooks by having a parent that's like, you don't even know how to thread a bobbin. Like, Fucking idiot. And what, you have sweatsuits? Jeez, really? So this is how we're doing our eyebrows now? Really? Really? Oh, God. This is why I like Chloe more. No wonder someone wanted to bang Chloe. Guess what? I don't hear anybody's friends bragging about banging Brooks. All right?
I would love Anoir to adopt Brooks, because then I feel like Anoir would play a sick game where he puts all his love and attention on Brooks, but then withholds from Charlie even more. And seeing Brooks being the favorite son between him and Charlie is kind of a dynamic I would really enjoy. I guess it's playing out now with the audience.
We're getting it. Yeah, that's what we're getting now. I mean, Brooks barely shows up in the episode. He's like, oh, hi, you're Charlie's dad. Wow, I'm Brooks Marks. I got a sewing machine from Target. And his dad's like, wow, look at this person making an effort in their life. That's nice. Hopefully you rub off on Charlie. Okay, God.
Yeah, literally Anoir is more proud of Dylan, the OnlyFans model. He's like, at least he's doing something with his life. At least he's trying to have good body. Make some money off of it. Come on, please do anything.
Yeah, you got an only model friend. What am I supposed to be disappointed? He can probably stay hard longer than you. You fucking impotent piece of shit. Get out of here, crypto motherfucker.
You know, Charlie, I do believe that there's a platform that would be very good for you that you do very well on. It's called Only Disappointments. And you could be just like the leading star.
Only pants, as in, this is the only kind of review you ever get.
So we begin. Brooks, Meredith, and Seth are wearing 3D glasses, and they're at some place. I don't know what
installation. It's like some art, like video art installation where like the whole room is video. I went to see the Monet thing. Was it Monet that they did? Picasso. Monet, I think it was Picasso. Monet. The immersive Picasso, where like you walk through Picasso's story, and there's like stories about Picasso everywhere, and all I could see were the cracks in the walls. I was like, this is not immersive. Like, you guys need to get better walls. Because, like, I see cracks in the painting. And, like, you hear the hum of the video machine. The video machine. Yeah. Like, I was like, yeah, Picasso wouldn't like this. I'm not immersed.
It's like, it's just like one of these, quote unquote, museums that's really made for social media. So you can take cool photos and it looks great on the gram. And then everyone goes and pays $35 to go take more pictures. So that's basically where they're at.
I did that. I was one of those.
I've done it too. I went to an amazing one. I went to the Museum of Balloons.
Oh. I will say that Picasso's face needs more Instagram filters before they make it that big. Because, you know, you'd walk in and there's like Picasso's face. I'm like, that man needs to moisturize. Okay. How are you charging me this much money and no one is getting Picasso Retin-A? Like, we live in a time of filters. Help the man out.
Yeah, I mean, no wonder why he depicted people's faces in triangles and squares. It's like that was like Facetune of like 1907.
Yeah, did they not moisturize in 1907? I know they had beef tallow back then.
Did you put a filter on this?
Yeah, they need to filter Picasso because he was disgusting. And I think it's because he wasn't famous before he died. I'd like to think like if he actually became famous in his lifetime, he'd be like, I've invented a filter. Of course, his filter would be like, whoa, your face would be melting off, you know, the Picasso filter. But
I feel like Picasso was actually, I feel like he was reasonably famous during his lifetime. I mean, didn't he live to like the 1970s? I played some trivia game that was like,
he did?
Like who? Yeah, something like that. I think that like Picasso and Kim Kardashian overlapped in lifetime. I played some, at least I'm not even joking. I played some quiz game that was like, which two people's lives overlapped? And they had a variety of different celebrities. And I think the answer was like Kim Kardashian and Pablo Picasso. So, or I could be spreading just massive, inconsequential misinformation.
You're correct. I looked it up. It says, no, Pablo Picasso did not die before he became famous. He achieved widespread recognition by doing a sex tape with Kris Jenner and became one of the most famous blowjob artists of the 20th century during his lifetime. Wow.
Now that you say that, I do remember that Kris Jenner did sing a song on a private plane to Picasso called "We Love Cubism." Do 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 do.
Well, it shows you how much I paid attention during that art installation. All I cared about was the moisturizing. So we go to.
Why are we talking about Picasso?
Yeah.
we just went. Museums. I can. No. I don't. It's not. It's your
immersive
I'm
video
just like,
installations. That's what we were talking about because the
That's what it was.
The Seth Marks family is doing that, and they're trying to meditate. And Seth's like, "Whoa, look at this! It's like a trip. Am I right? Hey, have you ever tripped while you've had sex with multiple people, Brooksy? Come on, I'm just trying to be like your mom. Come on, kid."
And then we cut to Dylan. He's at the gym and he's working out. And then Charlie's at home. He's rolling a joint. And he's telling the camera crew, by the way, if you see anything in the shot that looks unattractive, just tell me to throw it away because I don't want to come across like a fucking bum, okay? Like I'm almost 30 and they're going to like really roast the shit out of me if I'm just like rolling joints and living in a mess, you know? I'm like, sorry, Charlie, you are now living in Bravo's breaking the fourth wall era where they don't mind actually airing any of what you just said.
Yeah, they're making you look like terrible on purpose, babe. And so they pull back, and he's not just rolling a joint. He is rolling a joint off a mound of weed. I mean, that's a lot of weed. That's like a little baseball mound of weed he's rolling, and there's just shit everywhere, trash everywhere, clothes all over the floor. So then we go to Ariana and Hudson. They're looking at an apartment in Soho and they find out, you know what? It's the one. It's only $10,000 a month. It's the apartment the fried chicken built.
Yeah. It's just a real reasonable, affordable $10,000 a month apartment. Like, I like to call it a starter apartment for all the kids that come to New York. So you start with that and then, you move on to. Yeah. Then you just move on to something.
Just like that bench I lived in across from the jewelry store at the park.
That was $12,000 a month. That was a little luxe.
Yeah. With my suitcases, my pillow. Same def. So then Gia is doing a podcast with her mom and basically scrolling on her phone. Her mom's like, Gia, we're doing a podcast about shaving my chocolina. Come on.
And then Riley's had a pretty good edit so far this season. And then this is the first time I was like, oh, Riley. And she's just at home practicing DJing, which I don't know why. And anytime I see someone just with those little turntables, those digital turntables that I feel like aren't really doing anything, I just always roll my eyes.
That's how you do it now.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah. And so she's doing that. But you know what makes me crazy about DJs? They use their headphones like a prop, but they never like listen through their headphones. And I know they're using them to mix the different, the two different tracks so the whole audience doesn't hear both. But still, like, you've got headphones there. Put them on. This is an apartment. Yeah. I don't want to hear your shitty DJing.
Yeah.
I don't need to hear No Scrubs mixed with Ave Maria at the top of the...
Well, I might need to hear that.
Actually, that sounds good, right?
That sounds wonderful. Pablo Picasso used to DJ, but he would just take two Victrolas and just, spin them together. It was very before his time.
Victrolas. So then we go to Meredith and Seth back at the meditation place. And Brooks is like, well, I've just spent too much time with my parents and like other people have freedom from their parents, but I don't because other kids leave the nest, but then my parents just move the nest here.
Ew, nests are disgusting. So then Meredith she somehow has climbed up a net, which is just a funny concept in general. Meredith Marks climbing something. And then she's like, wow, I'm at the top of a net and I don't really know how to get down. I'm afraid that if I jump, I may land on my toddler and crush him. So Seth is like,
she does. We do get some Meredith laughs, like throwing herself around a net.
I love this museum. So Seth is like, you know what, Brooks? You're like Charlie. Are you hungover right now? And he's like, no, I don't even know. I didn't even know you were gonna meet with Charlie. That's like disgusting, Dad.
How would you feel if your dad started meeting up with your friends? I don't know, but my mom was doing that for a while. I had to cut her off because my mom was hanging around all my friends and getting wasted and stuff, and starting fights with my friends. There was a time period I had to be like, okay, you know what? It's time to show you where the country club is. Okay. Can't be getting in fist fights with my friends. Jeez. So then Meredith is like, seriously, how do I get out of this net? And Brooks is like, yeah, how would you feel if your dad met up with your friends? Like, it's a bit much for me because, like, you guys share a lot of friends with me. Well, stop having such sweet friends with so many stem cells available because, Meredith is standing behind all of them with syringes, taking a tiny bit of spinal fluid.
It's just like the substance. What if it turns out Meredith is on the substance and all this time Chloe is just like young Meredith and we just didn't realize? Have Chloe and Meredith ever been in the same room together? Is that just her young version that crawled out of Meredith's back?
Yes, and there's a lemon to prove it when they all had to put their hands on the lemon and cut
that's
it.
true.
It took the whole family.
How could I forget?
Yeah. Yeah.
The theory has been disproven.
But Meredith Marks already looks like young Meredith Marks. I mean, have you ever gone to an art installation with your mother who's in like a short mini dress that's sequenced and is bouncing all over a netted like bed? Not me. I mean, that woman's already been on the substance. I don't know what the hell she's taking, but I'll have some.
Yeah, it's truly. So yes, Brooks is saying he doesn't feel like he has a lot of independence from his parents. And Seth is like, well, you have complete independence from me, but you are entirely attached to your mom. You're like a little baby kangaroo. And then we see a flashback to Seth telling Brooks that he wants to be his mother. He's like, I want to be the mother. Yeah, well, I think that dad wants me to cut the cord with my mom so he can attach it to himself. It's like disgusting and gross. Ugh.
So he wants to know what they talked about. And he's like, what we talked about was finding your purpose. My life changed the second I realized my purpose is boobs. Just trying to get that across to the kids, Some of us don't have dads that love us. We're just authentic. And sometimes when you're authentic, you can get into trouble.
Especially when you're authentically a douchebag.
Yeah. Especially when you're a complete prick.
He's truly a douchebag from inside and out. There's no like sweet guy on the inside. He's authentically that. So now, speaking of Charlie, we go to him having lunch with Anoir and his girlfriend Talia. And of course, they're at Cafe Balud. So they're at like a very fancy restaurant for lunch, which I love. I don't have anything against obviously going to a fancy restaurant. I love going to a fancy restaurant. But like, to me, what's funny is that this kid is, to him, it's probably just like going to McDonald's. So,
well, that's when you should be eating at Balud. When it's like, fucking Balud. God, I hate his Caesar. All right, let's go there. Like when you've got the money. I think it's sad to go to Balud when you're like, oh my God, this is like 3 months rent. I don't know how I'm going to do this. That's for when you're rich. It's like when you dress really stupid because you just can. You're just rich enough and you can,
Yeah. So, well, it's weird because we see Charlie, he's going to have lunch with Anoir and his girlfriend, but then we come right back to the museum. So it's almost like a sneak preview of what's to come. Coming up soon, lunchtime with Charlie and his family. But we're back at the museum. So Seth is like, yeah, well, he talked about his roommate, Dylan. Oh, what about Dylan? He's another friend of mine. He has a really good body and stuff. And Meredith's like, wow, Seth, you're acting very bizarre. And furthermore, I'm trying to get some altitude sickness up on the high part of this net. Can someone please let me down?
It's time for a commercial. It's time for a Crappens commercial.
So then we go to Charlie, Anoir, and Talia. So Talia is Anwar's new wife, and they're girlfriend. I don't know. So they're eating, and I found this so funny because the waiter comes over, and Anwar's like, okay. Charlie goes, I'll just like share whatever my dad's gonna get for the table. So then Anoir goes, okay, get me and this lady a salad. We're gonna share it, and then put olive oil and lemon. No dressing. No, Olive, we don't need that. We don't need that. Don't bring that. Don't even think of bringing that. Just bring it for me and her. That's all. Don't let him touch it.
He was berating the waiter. Like, olive oil and vinegar only. If I see anything else, I will throw it in your face, which is probably too poor to wipe it off.
Yeah, and so I just like that. Charlie's like, I'll share with whatever you order. He's like, we'll get the salad only for me and her. Only lettuce. Don't let him touch.
Yeah, and I have a question on the menu since we are doing family style, and he is going to share. Do you have body of Dylan so he can eat it and hopefully become that? No, okay. then
do you maybe have some drive to feed my son? That would be nice. Some ambition, maybe some talent, anything. Okay.
Financial instincts. Do you have that on the menu for him? No.
So he's like, yeah, look at Talia. She's great. Look at you. Pathetic, alone, no one to share salad with, no dressing with. So what are you doing here? What are you even doing here? Are you even going to try today? And Charlie's like, yeah, she's like really nuts. Like my parents both found insane people. So like, I'm still dating around, you know. He's like, frankly, I feel bad for you. Look at you. Disgusting. You're like pre-made dressing. Wasteful. Stupid.
Creamy, disgusting, fake. When are you going to have a Talia in your life? What's going on with you, by the way? And he's like, with what? With my dating life? What are you talking about? Yeah, your love life, your stupid love life, your stupid bad body love life. He's like, well, I'm dating around. I mean, I'm having fun. He's like, well, yeah, I feel bad for you because you don't have Talia, okay? Because you never have what I have and you can never achieve. It's hard to achieve perfection like Talia. You must be eating a lot of salad dressings that are more than just a simple oil and vinegar emulsion, aren't you?
And so the producer asked Charlie, do you remember something that your dad said to you that really hurt you? He's like, like it would be harder to remember something that didn't hurt me. Oh, whatever person sitting in an apartment when you have no fucking job, rolling joints out of giant bags of weed and eating it ballooned. Your dad is doing just fine. Okay. You got enough money to go buy emotional support somewhere.
I'll tell you, a lot of those things that you thought like hurt you probably wouldn't be so hurtful if you were stuck eating sweet green every day. So Talia's like, why don't you come over tomorrow by the pool? It's beautiful out. Come on over. He's like, okay, I'll invite my friends over so they can see how rich we are. Cool. So then the food comes and then Anoir yells at the waiter again. He's like, this food looks dry. Okay, I need olive oil and lemon. None of that stuff. What? I don't want that disgusting condiment. Only olive oil and lemon. What do you not understand about that?
So they talk about the grandma and Anwar's like, oh, she was very concerned that she wasn't going to be living on the 85th floor again, you know, but when she was at the home, she didn't really care. You know, or if she did, I don't know because I had her phone cut off. I had her tongue cut out so she couldn't complain. I took off her index finger because who can write complaint letters when they don't have an index finger? Not your granny.
And Charlie goes, oh yeah, same thing with the 32nd floor of the old apartment. Well, first of all, we're on the 28th, not the 32nd, you stupid person. You had 4 extra floors of stupidity for that one. And Charlie's like, no. He's like, you want to bet? He's like, yeah, I'll bet you $100. Okay, $100 and a bottle of olive oil. Okay, you're the witness, Talia. You get to watch this. We're going to call someone who somehow knows everything about what floors we used to live on.
Hello, Secretary of Stupid Face. So what floor did the elevator used to end on before it went to penthouse, huh? And Rick is his name. He's like, my name is Rick. Thanks, I've been working for you for 37. I don't care, olive oil, to say it. He's like, it's the 25th floor. Oh, wow, look at that. I won $100 of my own money because my son doesn't make a living. Oh, hey, person stupid face, could you please take $100 out of Charlie's account for me? Thank you.
Okay, Charlie, so you are wrong. And so he's like, wow, see, he's never wrong. Well, you're paying for lunch, it seems. Just kidding, I'm paying for lunch because your money is my money. Okay, he's like, wow, you're rubbing it in my face. I don't want to high five you for that. He's like, you will high five me. You will high five me right now, or you will not get paid this month.
Look at that, Talia. I just got a high five from a low five. So, Charlie, what did they call you? What did they call you? No high five. What did they call you? Mid? Is this what you are?
Charlie, would you like to do a high 4 instead of a high 5 since you are 4 floors higher than what we actually lived on?
I give high 4s to your grandmother because I took her index finger. It's hilarious.
Do you know where Santa Claus lives? The 32nd floor. Because it's not real. We never lived there. Figment of your imagination, you stupid person.
So then we go to Ava on the phone with her dad, and she's like, Dad, what's happening with the golf tournament? We're going to invite my friend Brooks and Charlie, okay? But, like, I don't know about Charlie's getting on my last nerve. Is Ava already on benzos? I think she's too young for benzos.
Listen, Ava's been through a lot. She had to shoot scenes with Diana Jenkins. So, you know, I'm going to give her some grace. She's like, this reality TV game is not for the weak. So Ava's like, my dad definitely wants to know what's going on in my life. And honestly, it's so fun giving tea to someone who is sad. Like,
Yeah.
okay.
And he loves it. So we get clips of him being like, so what's going on with them? And what's going on with them? Oh, really? Why is she saying that? And like her dad's a big gossip, which I love. So she talks about the Riley and Charlie situation. And he's like, wait a minute. Does he have a mom? And she's like, yeah. And he's like, does he like women? Does he hate women? And she's like, no, I mean, I think he likes women because he needs to understand why he speaks to women like that if he doesn't hate them. And she's like, that's not a terrible point, I guess, Dad. He's like, yes, nailed it. Do me a favor. If you see any tax things in the mail, just throw them away.
So then we cut to Georgia on the subway because every week we have to watch someone on the subway, and usually it's Ariana, but this time it's Georgia, and she seems rattled also, even though she's from New York. She just seems rattled. She also always seems like she just came running from someplace. She's always sort of flush in the face. So she's like exasperated and flush. And I feel like there was like you see her put her hand on like a pole, which I felt like was included intentionally for those who remember that she doesn't wash her hands. And so I feel like they really wanted to highlight that. Like, these are the things that she's touching.
You know,
so
one of my roommates in New York used to tell me, oh, you can touch the pole and you don't have to worry about it because it's metal and the metal kills the germs. That's the whole point.
That's what people say, actually. Like,
Yeah.
there's like germ killing metal. But how long does it take to kill the germs? That's my question.
And how strong is it? Because those are some heavy germs on the subway.
Heavy germs. Because also don't forget about all the germs that that Georgia is depositing on that metal as well. I mean, it's gonna take at least 45 minutes to work through it.
Some metals, particularly copper and its alloys, have demonstrated antimicrobial properties, meaning they can effectively kill germs, including bacteria and viruses. Okay, why doesn't the tube make hand pulls out of self-sterilizing metals? You guys, there's like a whole subculture about this. Get into it. So Georgia, who's always bragging about like she's the real New Yorker, she's like, yeah, well, Carrie Bradshaw once said, I don't think real New Yorkers ever say that, do they?
No, they don't. They definitely do not.
I don't think so. I think that's embarrassing to say. But she's like, Carrie Bradshaw once said, and listen, I quote the classics. So she said, like, in New York, you always look for a job, an apartment, or a boyfriend. And like, I've been looking for all three more than not.
You know what? I know Carrie Bradshaw may have said this, and I know that Carrie Bradshaw's had many great bonmos. I don't think this is such a unique concept to be looking for a job, an apartment, or a boyfriend at any given moment. I feel like that's like a lot of people in life, but that's fine. We'll let Carrie Bradshaw have it. And congrats, Georgia, for a very unoriginal reference point. So
As I once said to Carrie Bradshaw, have you seen When Harry Met Sally?
I couldn't help but wonder if you're not looking for an apartment or a job, do you already have a boyfriend then? Or are you in search for one? It's very bad. Carrie Bradshaw column that will not get published by the Post.
By the way, I want to brag about something. So I cut my hand cutting a bagel because I'm an idiot. And it was a really deep cut. Also, I was eating bagels, which I feel kind of guilty about. But anyway, it was a really deep cut. Look at my finger. Look at this. I didn't have Band-Aids.
What
So I got a paper towel and I folded up the paper towel and then I used a Velcro cord tie and I made it into a Band-Aid.
Are you okay?
No, look. I'm dying.
Oh, wow.
It's big. I woke up and it started bleeding again. It's like super deep.
It was yesterday?
Yeah.
If you,
I might
want to get like maybe get a little stitchy stitch on that.
No.
No?
Oh, I'm not going to go get a stitch on it. They'll make me remortgage my fucking house to do that. Fucking medical community. Just watch us all start dropping dead because we can't pay your stupid bills.
I'm gonna do the flight attendant thing. I'm gonna say if there's anyone in LA who is a surgeon on this flight, could you please go to Ronnie's house and just stitch up his finger, please, a little bit? Because it's right now
bleeding. Oh my God.
How did you question?
Let me redo my Velcro. This is how they had
First
to
of all,
do it.
also,
I learned this from the Nick.
Would you be open to getting Band-Aids?
Yeah, but you know what? They're locked behind a thing, and I didn't want to wait in line for the guy to come get me.
Can you actually? I really want to know. So what happened with the bagel? How are you cutting it? What happened?
I was holding the bagel like this, and it was one of those pre-cut ones, but then the middle is still dough, so you have to cut through the middle part of the dough. And I got a new knife and sharpened it, and it just went through really fast. I was, I'm used to my dull ass knife, and I was like, bam, and I just chopped right through my finger.
Were you holding it like this, like this, where like that, and then you cut through was like that?
Yeah, I was holding. It was my fault. I was holding it the wrong way. I was holding it like the most idiotic way. I was holding it like this and cutting it like this, and then I chopped in my finger here. I mean, I know better. Do I do better? No, but I know better.
Well, you don't want to get that thing infected.
Well,
so put some Neosporin on it.
It'll be worth it for free. My free Band-Aid, like. Maybe if it gets infected and I have to get surgery, insurance will cover it, and I can get like smaller finger surgery. They can give me like cute non-ham-handed fingers like these. I can get like Paige DeSorbo, real skinny fingers. But the point is, Georgia loves Carrie Bradshaw. Okay, so now she's with a guy named Omar, who is, I'm not sure where the women on the show are finding these men. I'm shocked that she's dating this guy.
I know where we will find this man.
Where?
In jail sometime, because this guy's going to jail. I'm telling you this right now. He's a con artist. We've seen Wolf of Wall Street. We know these guys. He's a crypto Wolf of Wall Street, bro. I'm telling you this right now. This guy is going to jail. He's a con artist. He owes money. I don't know. This guy, run, Georgia, run.
Well, she likes him because he has a lot of crypto and he's investing in her thing. So she's like, yeah, Omar and I have been hanging out a lot. Like we've been like going on like dates. Because like, when I was a senior in college, this random dude was like, if you want to throw a party, I'd invest in it. And like, it went amazing and I made a ton of money. So like, I'm addicted to this, So now I'm dating another guy who wants to invest in parties. It's like my thing.
Omar runs a crypto startup company, and I've never dated someone who wears a suit. Honestly, it's been like tough because Omar is on a completely different lifestyle. Okay, you ever see Glengarry Glen Ross? Yeah, he's actually in Glengarry Glen Ross Glen Omar right now, and it's like so amazing. And he's like waking up at like 5 a.m, an hour or two after I go to bed. But like Omar is a genius, as you can tell by his cramped little office with scrawling all over the whiteboard walls. Like this guy is smart, and he's always been interested in opening like a physical space, I'm like, watch Carl Radke show up at Omar's door, be like, hey, so I've got this good guy clause. I thought you might want to invest in it.
I'm really into physical spaces. Hey, Omar, you into brick and mortar? Me too. Like, I'm really going against the grain of my past relationship that is still traumatizing me to this very day. But like, you know what? I believe in brick and mortar. I believe in like touching things and feeling them. Not hard things though. Not hard things though. Just soft. Keep it soft, Omar. Keep it soft, crypto.
So we do find out a little bit about Omar. He was inspired to get into his rat race, quite literally, by Ratatouille. And George was like, oh, wow. Have you seen Harry Met Sally? So George was like, after years of doing events for people, I'm starting my own club. And Omar's coming in and he's going to invest and find other investors as well.
Yeah. So, I don't know that I believe in Omar. He seems very sweet. He's very cute. He's kind of a cute little schlub in a cheap suit, but he's sitting in his office. It's covered in whiteboards and there's things scrawled, and it's not just covered in whiteboards. The walls are whiteboard. So everywhere it looks like a crazy person's house, and it's just like random things. Yeah. It's just like kind of random equations. Listen, I'm into crypto kind of lightly. I have been for a long time. I don't know what he's doing. I looked at that and I was like, I don't really think this is what that is. At least I haven't experienced that side of it.
It feels like faux Silicon Valley, right? Like, like the startup culture where it's like, we're going to like disrupt what it means to be in an office. If you have an idea, just like write it on the whiteboard. And it feels like that's what they've been doing, but to no effect. Like they just do it to feel like they're being, the next Steve Jobs or something like that. But they're just like these guys in ill-fitting suits, but they're like somewhere in like the garment district. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like when you go to a mentally unstable friend's house. I'm so sorry, by the way, if anybody is that mentally unstable friend, but it's you. And they put those little stickies everywhere. They'll say, you're having a great day. You're a good person. Believe in yourself. You're good enough. Like everywhere you turn, like they can't get a fucking cracker out of the pantry without it saying like, oh my God, you're good enough for this cracker. Think again. Or like, if you can see it, you can eat it. Put it away. Shit like that. They're always crazy. There's not like a mentally stable person that does that. I'm sorry. And that's what it reminds me of. It reminds me of Jim Carrey in that movie where he keeps seeing the number 7 everywhere. Was it 7?
Yeah,
27.
I think the movie was called The Number 7 or something, or the number like 23 or something.
Yeah, something like that.
I'm still thinking about whose life Picasso overlapped with, because I'm pretty sure. I'll
tell you whose life it didn't overlap with. Whoever invented Jergens. Okay, so because he was very dry.
It didn't overlap with an alligator. I'll tell you that much. Stupid alligator getting that free lotion. Why do they always touch that alligator in the commercial anyway? By the way, what's the point of that?
Because they want to die. It's like those videos you see on Facebook of people like slowing down by grizzly bears. Like, hey, let's take a selfie with the grizzly bear, and then you just see the grizzly bear's hand swipe around, and then the video ends.
Who at the advertising agency said, "Okay, to sell Jergens, here's what we should do. Let's have a model moisturize an alligator." Sold. Great job, Omar.
My favorite was when people used to write dry on their skin.
Oh, yeah. You know what was the worst? I think this actually there's nothing to do with skincare, but now moving on to nail care. Remember like that Vaseline commercial that was like showed like a lady opening up a soda and like with her fingernail, and the soundtrack would go doot, 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 and then the nail would break. Do you remember this? Like she wasn't using Vaseline. Do you remember that?
Yeah, no, I don't remember that. And how does Vaseline make your nails stronger? Does it?
No, I think it's not so much stronger. Maybe it like makes them less brittle so they can bend and not break when you're opening up a soda with a tab.
Oh, that sounds painful.
Something Picasso could have learned.
You should have put that on your ear, Picasso. So then,
just in general, it has nothing to do with the Van Gogh who cut his ear off. Just in general, just put it on your ear, Picasso. Since you're so abstract.
Van Gogh. You know what? Now that we're talking about it, maybe it was the Van Gogh Interactive. Because he lost his ear.
You did.
Yeah. I remember whoever the immersive was about lost their ear. So who was that? That was Van Gogh.
That would be Van Gogh.
Did Van Gogh die before
Did he live at the same time as
famous? We'll have to look at it again.
Maybe it was Charlie Chaplin who overlapped.
Oh, listen. No, Vincent Van Gogh was not famous during his lifetime. Oh, and this is Van Gogh. I'm talking about Van Gogh. Yeah, he's the one with the bad dry skin.
Yeah.
Sorry, Picasso. Wow, I really put Picasso through it today. Picasso, I'm sure you were hot. Who knows? I don't know you.
Van Gogh's he was a real dick. He was a real dick. Moving up to that yellow house, getting into fights with Degas. What a dick.
Okay, so God, I really apologize to Picasso. That was harsh. But Van Gogh, get it together. You dry fucking face.
Sounds like Ronnie, don't be too sad. Otherwise, you yourself may wind up in your own blue period Picasso joke. Okay, oh so Georgia.
I'm like,
Munch. That's Edvard Munch. I just went to the Edvard Munch Museum, Ronnie. I went to a museum dedicated to Edvard Munch.
I loved his show. He was a great detective. Tony Shalhoub played him.
Who would have thought they would have an entire museum for Tony Shalhoub? It was so wonderful.
Just solving crimes with like banana peels.
The wing that was dedicated to wings. Ugh, it was a meta moment for my lifetime.
Commercials. Here comes one right now.
Okay, so then we go to Ariana, and she's at Femme Fontaine, and Riley.
I have a question. Wait, sorry. No. Well, I don't know if it was. I don't know if it was skipped here, but like, I don't know if we come back to it or not. But in case we don't come back to it, I loved when Georgia was talking about the club that she wants to open, and he was like, "You want to whiteboard it?" She's like, "Yeah." You know, we'll come back to it. I think it's a whole other.
Oh yeah, that's coming up still. Yeah, that's coming up. So Ariana and Riley are together, and they're just having drinks, And Ariana's like, oh my God, it took us like an hour and 30 minutes to get home from Jersey because of all the bullshit that was going on. That was crazy. And then we see the bus ride back home. And Brooks is like, you know what I was going to do? I was going to call Charlie and be like, what are you doing? You know what? I'm going to call Charlie right now and be like, what are you doing? You guys, I dialed Charlie right now because I'm going to say, what are you doing? You guys, Charlie's picking up the phone right now. Charlie, right now I'm on the phone with you going, what are you doing?
He's like, well, I'm just going through some files to make sure that we didn't actually live on the 32nd floor because I could have sworn we did. It's like, okay, well, you're on speaker. Okay, well, thanks. Good warning. So Riley's like, by the way, if something hurts my feelings, you have to have these conversations. He's like, can it wait until tomorrow? My dad is like throwing paper balls at my head right now.
And Ava's like, oh my God, his voice is like pissing me off right now. Just give me the phone. And Riley just hangs up the phone. So then Riley and Ariana, back to them. Ariana's like, I can't even imagine.
Yeah, he's too grown and too old to like not put in the work to be better. I mean, the way we were raised shapes us and we're forced to be this type of person. But as we grow, it's our job to change that and work on things that don't make us better. So it's clear that the way Charlie was raised is that he was not given a bed that was on a little stage to make it seem like you're on American Idol. But I was raised that way. So I don't know. Different strokes for different folks, I guess.
So then we go to Ariana and Riley in a confessional together talking about how their moms are housewives and they can handle their own. And then we see flashbacks to Kim and Candy fighting. And Ariana's like, yeah, if we need to like throw that wine glass or like shift that wig, we'll do it.
And so then we now we go over to Charlie and Dylan in their apartment. And as we see that Charlie is 45 minutes late to his dad's barbecue. So Anoir calls him up. He's like, how far are you away from barbecue? Okay. He's like, I think we're 45 minutes late. No, you're 47 minutes late. I bet you $100 that you're 47, not 45 minutes late. Okay, Dad, we're just about to leave. Okay. He's like, you're about to leave? It takes an hour and a half to get here. Dad, come on. Don't take this out on me. You're a slow person with bad body, unlike your roommate. Be faster.
Yeah, don't take this out on me. You haven't even left the house and you're 45 minutes late already. Stupid. This is people like this make me crazy. Like my dad's a dick. Like he calls me out for being 3 hours late to his house for a party that he's throwing for my friends who he doesn't even fucking know. What an asshole. You need to be evicted, sir. I don't think there are squatter laws in New York City. Are there?
I don't know, but I think basically Anoir is sitting there with a camera crew from Bravo treading dirt through his kitchen. And he's like, how much longer do I have to have poor people in my kitchen? Hurry up. Get here.
So now Ariana and Hudson are moving into their new place and she's like, oh my God, thank fuck I'm here. Like, oh my God, this is crazy. And Hudson's like, yeah, thank fuck. She goes, oh no, I was going to say thank God. Okay. And she goes, let's say it at the same time. And he says, thank you, Lord. And she says, thank you, Jesus. And they're like, oh my God, we need to practice this again.
This is so When Harry Met Sally. So Ariana, they now have like way exceeded their budget. And by their budget, I mean Ariana's budget, because Hudson's fine because he's like fried chicken heir. So this is like, it was just a matter of time before they wound up here, before she's like, okay, could you just like pay for this? Because I don't have a job and I am the heir to a cigarette stub from my mother. So could you just
She's such a sucker too. It's $10,000 a month. Plus they had to pay an $18,000 broker fee. Oh my God. Does anybody else know how to search no broker fee? I mean, what the hell?
That's crazy, a broker fee. I feel like that's wild. 18,000. Is that broker fee every single month?
I guess it's for the year of rent, right? Because if it's 15% broker fee, if it's $10,000 a month, okay, I'm not going to start doing math. I feel like the whiteboard guy. I'm not going to do it.
Yeah,
that would be $12,000.
Ronnie,
wait, that would be.
You want to take it to the whiteboard? Take it to the whiteboard.
$120,000 times 15. So that's 10. That's 6. That's 0, 2, 1, 0, 0, 8. That's $18,000, isn't it? Is that what she paid? She paid $18,000. I did the math.
You did it.
It's for a whole year. It's for a whole year. Wow. What a
Still.
sucker.
Yeah.
I can't believe I
love
just
it.
did math right, even though the answer was right in front of me. So then he drops his sunglasses and she steps on them. She's like, oh my God, those were $575. My mom spends those on scratch off cards every Wednesday night. Oh, I just basically took scratch offs off my mom's table. What are the children going to eat?
So then we go to Georgia, Charlie, and Dylan, and Brooks, and they are headed to Long Island. And Brooks is in the way back, which is funny. He's like, I'm happy back here. It's like I'm being in my mother's iconic womb. Icon. And so Georgia's like, guys, we should play Summertime Sadness because it's summer and we might have some sadness. I also brought a little whiteboard. So if we want to like brainstorm some other song ideas, we can do it.
And Brooke says, what do you do when you wake up feeling not good? She's like, oh, like I always wake up with like a little anxiety, but like I think that's just hormonal. But like I swear to God, I think every day is a good day. Like every day is like a good one. And Charlie's like, oh, so you just like don't need therapy, but other people do. Is that it?
Yeah, well, I mean, I was in therapy since like age 5, and he's like, for what? I'm like, what do you mean for what? If you're in therapy, you're in therapy because you need therapy. It's just, that's how it is. She goes, well, my dad died when I was young, and before that, he was a little out of control. So she tells this really sad story about how her parents are both lawyers, and they had this law referral company. But then, like 9/11 really affected him, and he got like PTSD. She doesn't really elaborate, like was he close to it or did he know people in it? But he was just really affected, and he went off the rails, and he moved upstate, and he wound up dying up there. So there's like a lot to fill in the gaps with that story, and there's a lot of things to imply, but it sounds like it really was not a good trajectory. Obviously, it was not a good trajectory for him. So it's really sad. And then she says that she started acting out because of it, and then she was put into therapy, and then she saw a therapist on and off until recently, until about a year ago. So I guess she's just not in therapy anymore.
Yeah. She's like, it worked. So like, I'm done. So, Charlie's like, well, I was in and out of therapy through high school because like my beef with my dad, like we basically had to use therapists as mediators. So we'd go together and try to like communicate effectively, whatever.
So what you're trying to tell me is that your dad was actually spending money out of his own pockets that way he could try to connect with his son, and you were being a dipshit the entire time.
Yeah, what an
that's what I'm hearing.
What an asshole. So then Ariana tells Hudson she broke the sunglasses, and he's like, who cares? I can get him down the street. Like, no big deal.
He's like, they sell these at the bodega, right?
He's like, guess what? Not a lot of people have heard of these sunglasses, but everybody's heard of fried chicken. I win. So basically, I'm going to wear fried chicken on my eyes. It's going to be fine.
Speaking of which, she's like, okay, let's call my mom. So her mom answers
with fried chicken on her eyes. She's like, hello? I can't see you. Mom, get
Kim
the fried
literally
chicken
has-
off of your eyes. Sorry. I was just worried about the bags.
You know that Kim's like cell phone carrier is something like fried chicken wireless. She's like, yeah, it's a new
wireless
startup.
She just stole the plug-in phone from the Zaxby's counter. It's like, hold on, let me plug it in. Okay, go ahead, honey.
She's like, hey, you guys are drinking my wine, guys. And Ariana's like, yeah, Mom, in honor of you. I'm drinking a wine that for some reason we still have. This wine bottle is in honor of you, Mother, as in we thought we got rid of it a long time ago, and yet it seems to always be around and never goes away. Yep,
it's amazing. This wine bottle, you get halfway through it, and then the government comes to take it back.
It's weird. This wine bottle is actually somehow like having a romantic moment with Chet Hanks. I didn't know that could happen. Yeah, well, I'm so proud of you. It just makes me want to cry. I actually don't cry because, you guys are just doing so good for yourself. You're in New York. And I think every little girl in the world dreams of getting to New York and being able to find a rich guy they can follow to the South. And I'm just so happy. Just live in the moment. Appreciate every second for real. And, if you want to send me a few thou, that's okay too. Hudson, it better be a ring next, baby, for me. Okay, because the ring does mean a thing for me. Okay, thanks. Bye.
Yeah. So then we go over to Charlie and everybody arriving at Anoir's. He's like, oh, hello. It took you long enough, loser boy. He's like, don't blame me, Dad. God, don't blame me. I was just rolling 30 joints in my house that smells like dirty cum and socks. Sorry. Don't blame me. It's somebody else's fault.
He's like, yeah, I think it's definitely an intimate experience when your friends are commingling with your family or your parents. So everyone says hi, and Brooks is like, wow, yeah, it's like especially intimate when like my father is speaking to one of them because I'm wondering like, what are they talking about? And like, how's it going? And like, what's he judging me as a result of that conversation? Where's my mom right now? She's such an icon. I live.
So they come in and say hi to the dad and stuff, and they're trying to figure out, they're on the water, but they're like, what's across the water? And nobody knows the geography of it.
They're
Brooks
confused.
is like, oh my God, what is that? And George is like, is that like New York City? And he goes, no, it's like Jersey City. He goes, no, that's not right. Because we can't see Manhattan. He's like, maybe it's Boston. I don't know. Like Maui.
They are so insular that they can't even conceive of like the Long Island Sound and what might be across from it. Like, is that Idaho? So, so then Taylor's daughter comes out. Her name is Danielle. She brings out some wine, and then Anoir is like, "Hey, by the way, who's more handsome? By the way, who's more handsome, me or Charlie? Me or my son? Competition starts now. Okay." And Charlie's like, "You guys can just say him because I just don't want to be in a bad mood for the rest of the day." And they're like, "Yeah, we were going to say him anyway."
Yeah, well, we were going to tell him the truth, which is him. So don't worry, worked out. So Brooks is polite and says like, thanks so much for cooking for us. And he's like, oh, did you party? Did you party last night? Tell me about it. He's like, no, I was at a birthday dinner, which I guess was a party, but it wasn't like partying. I wasn't like doing coke with my dad again, if that's what you're asking. Is that what you're asking? I'm really insecure right now.
Charlie, did you go to birthday dinner or were you not invited? You probably weren't invited, right? Because you were probably still trying to figure out if we lived on the 32nd floor. Oh, you're so stupid and less attractive than me, aren't you?
It's hard to invite old losers to parties when you've achieved nothing, when you're trying to celebrate becoming a year older and you're still young and have a future ahead of you. So what is it like having friends who still have a future? Don't tell Charlie about them, please.
What's it like being friends with someone who gets elevator trivia wrong? So
That is pretty crazy that Charlie didn't even know the elevator, like his floor number of his apartment.
I know.
He's just that rich. Like, I mean, do people carry you into the apartment? Have you never pressed the button? Like,
Maybe. Actually, I have a theory. So apparently, like the question, it was such a funny question they asked this person because it's like, what is the floor number that like after which all the floors just become penthouses? So maybe Charlie was thinking like it's technically the 32nd floor because there was four stories of penthouses below us, but based on the numbers of the elevator is 28. Like maybe there's a world in which they both are right.
what's wrong with you?
No.
Why are you trying to empathize with Charlie? You're like, guys, let's take a moment and try and see a world where Charlie could be right in this.
I don't know why I did that. He's just sheltered and awful. There's no reason. I was just trying to imagine a world in which someone could somehow not know the floor that they actually live on. It was not so much defending him. I was like, is there a way that someone could really bend their brain in that way? And that's the only way I could conceive of it, is if he was counting literal floors, not elevator stops.
I think Charlie just was like walked into the elevator and there's someone there to press a button and he just never noticed, you know? It was just like, whatever. He just got in. He doesn't pay attention to anything.
I like that you Gal Gadot'd me. Why you do that?
Why you do that?
Why you do that?
That's the best line from Wonder Woman. Why you do that?
Why you do that?
Hello there. This is a 2-part recap, okay? This is the end of part 1. So thank you so much for listening to this. Just come back a little later for part 2.
Watch What Crappens would like to thank its premium sponsors. Ain't no thing like Allison King.
Our way is the Amber way.
It's the Foster and the Furious. It's Amanda Foster.
She can run my country. It's Angie McGovern.
It's always automatic with Ashley Otto. Put your hands together for Carly Clapp.
Get on the right foot with Chrissy Offit. We never miss her call. It's Diane Call.
Aaron McNicholas. She don't miss no trickolas.
Hava Nagila Weber.
You'll never hide from Heidi Eleanor Jones.
I go, you go, we all go for Hugo.
Jamie. She has no last namey.
She's our kind of mess. It's Jennifer Messer.
Sipped some scotch with Jessica Trotch.
She's our favorite streamer, Caroline Peacock.
She gets an A. It's Kelly B.
Kristen the Piston Anderson.
Get a bee in your bonnet with Lacey B. K. Sarah, whatever will be, will Lauren Silsby.
Bringing the funk, it's Leslie Plunkett.
She gets an A from us. It's Lindsay D.
Let's give a kisserino to Lisa Lino.
Fresh as a daisy, it's Maisie McHenry. We love her on the rocks. It's Melissa Cox.
Megan Berg. You can't have a burger without the Berg.
This is Livin' with Michelle Vivian.
I love ya, Olivia Williamson. Tastier than Flanderson, it's Rachel Manderson.
She sure is swell. It's Raquel.
Yes, we canna, it's Savannah.
Cast a spell with Shannon Spellman.
Let's share with Sharon Eldridge.
The Bay Area Betches.
And our super premium sponsors.
She's VVIP, it's Amanda V. Can't lose when you're with Amy Baldwin.
Somebody get us 10 cc's of Betsy MD.
We're taking the gold with Brenda Silva.
Let's get real with Caitlin O'Neill.
Don't get salty with Christine Pepper. Can't have a meal without the Emily Sides.
Let's go into the woods with Guy Tubbs.
Who, what, why, where, and Gwen Pentland.
It's our queen, it's Queen Laifa.
Nobody holds a candle to Jamie Kendall. Hail the cork master, the master of the cork, Jennifer Corcoran. We got our wish, it's Jen Plish. She's not harsh, she's Jill Hirsch. She's a little bit loony, Junie.
Knock, knock, knocking on Katie Manock's door.
My favorite Murdo, Karen McMurdo. We love him madly, it's Kyle Pod Shadley. In the study with a candlestick, it's Leslie Peacock.
We're ride or die for Lisa Ryder Barron.
She's a whiz, it's Liz Sarthy.
Always killing it, it's Lola Alkalani.
The incredible edible Matthews sisters.
She eases our woes, it's Melissa St. Rose.
We're on the floor with Molly Dorsett. There's a chance of meatballs, it's Rebecca Cloud.
She's the queen bee, it's Sarah Lemke.
We cannot tell a lie, it's Sarah Telefson.
Shannon, out of a cannon, Anthony.
Come on, shake your body, baby, to the Sydney Congdon.
Let's take off with Tamla Plain.
It's always a good time when you're wasting time with Bravo.
She ain't no shrinking Violet Kuchar. We love you guys.